It's a cold, dreary day in western Pennsylvania, as you can see from outside. Oh, and mud season's back. And I'm working on two saws today. So we have the Mac 1010 automatic over here, and that saw is not entirely running correct. I'm not exactly sure why. Maybe the carburetor needs rebuilt, maybe it just needs a good run. But whenever you flip it up on its side, the motor tends to lean out and die, so it still has plenty of compression left in it. But what I want to do, this is the 62cc Professional Timber Pro. What I want to do is I want to add some felling sights to that saw, like the McCulloch has here. So anyone that doesn't know what felling sights are, see this line right here? That's on the McCulloch what is that? A Signia? There we go. That is to sight the tree where you want the tree to fall. So when you're doing your cut, you can stand here. You know, the tree's off to my left here. You can stand here and look down and sight where the tree's going to go. So it has one there. You can also use the gas tank and air filter in between there. And then it has it also on this side. So the same thing, but those are felling sights, and none of my other saws have them except for the McCulloch. And I really like those. A neighbor asked me to cut down a tree, which I haven't posted that video yet, and I had to cut it down and get it fell at just right so that it would hopefully hit another tree and knock. It was an ash tree that had knocked the top out of it, and it was just hung up sitting there. And his dog goes underneath that tree a lot, and he did not want that branch to fall on his dog. It was a pretty good size branch, probably maybe 8 inches in diameter. So I used this saw, the McCulloch here, to fell that tree. Well, no, I take that back. To get the proper notch in it so I could aim it. And then this saw didn't really run that good for some reason. So I ended up finishing it off with the Professional 62cc Timber Pro, and I really want to add some felling sights onto this saw. So what I'm thinking here is I'm going to probably take a square, lean this up on its side, take a square, and I'll probably do this on the ground, and square off, make it 90 degrees. I have a big framing square around here somewhere. I'll have to dig it out. But so then I get this 90 degrees to where the bar is, and when the bar is pulled up, as you tension the chain, you're supposed to hold up on the end of the bar, and that's how I'm going to set up these sights. So I want to have a sight coming right down in here. I mean, I could probably just eyeball it, but this isn't something I really want to eyeball. And the sight might go up at a slight angle here, just ever so slightly, but I want to either carve into the plastic here a groove, and then I have some paint. I'm thinking it'd be nice if I used paint that is bright in color. I have a paint marker that I could probably use. Just draw a white line going the whole way up. And then I want to continue it, so start in here, take it the whole way up, and go in between the sticker and the air filter cover, and just either carve a groove in it with my Dremel and one of these little bits. I'm not seeing it right now, but it's a bit like this. It has a little carving attachment on it, but bigger. And it doesn't have to be very deep, just enough of a line that I can see it. And then I want to do the same thing. I want to do the same thing on this side. So continue it over to here, and then right down. It's a shame I'm going to be kind of going through the sticker and whatnot, but I'd rather have some nice felling sights that I can sight in a tree than have a sticker that makes me look cool. So let's, I'll figure out what I'm going to do. I do have a soldering iron. Where is it? It's probably in here somewhere. But I have a soldering iron, there it is, right there, that I could also use and just kind of carve a groove in it. I'm not entirely sure exactly how I'll do this. I can get in here with the Dremel, and I can get in here with the Dremel, and I guess I can do the other side too, but I think I'll draw a line first, get a line marked out with that paint marker, and then I'll carve it out or burn it out, and then I'll probably take that paint marker again and put a white line in there. That's just what I'm thinking. I'm not entirely sure exactly what I should do, but I'll figure something out, so let's get started here. I had to search around a little bit for my framing square, and I did not end up finding it, so I'll have to find that at some other point. Fortunately, my brother was around, and I asked to borrow his, so I was able to get a framing square. So I put the saw on the ground, and then I just kind of looked down at the Timber Pro, where it says Timber Pro on the bar, and then made sure it was 90 degrees to the line that I was drawing on the felling sights, or on the sides of the saw and the top. And kind of just like that, I have a line drawn. And I forgot to move the camera here for a little bit, but I'm just drawing up the top, and I tried my best to get things as accurate as I could. I ended up straightening one line, and I had to take off the other. But I just used my Dremel with a little carving attachment, and here I'm double checking and making sure everything is good before I do this, because there's no going back once I start this. I do also want to mention, if you guys do something like this, you do this at your own risk. I cannot be held liable for anything that you do doing this. You do this at your own risk. You assume any and all liabilities and responsibilities for this. So now that that's out of the way, I'm just using the Dremel and carving a light groove in this. You do not want to go very deep into the saw, because you will create a weak spot. So I'm just kind of going easy, maybe not even a 1/16 of an inch, maybe a 32nd deep at the most, and I'm just kind of just scratching the surface of it, just enough to make an indentation in there that's easily viewable. I don't want it looking like a little scratch on there. I want it to be somewhat of a narrow groove, enough that I can definitely know that that's the felling site if this saw gets scratched up and whatnot. So I used the Dremel, and I also used the soldering iron, and they both seem to work. And I also used my paint marker again to make a nice white line, so it's pretty easy to see. But I'm really happy I did this, and anyone could do this at home. This is what the felling sight looks like. I made it stand out from the saw. I didn't really want to color it any other color, but I put the square in here, and I lined the square up with the bottom of the Timber Pro through here, put the square through here, and then I made a mark here and a line the whole way up. So hopefully both of these should be pretty much 90 degrees from each other, and it's about as close as I can get it. And I went the whole way around, and even down a little bit in there, because when you're cutting a wedge cut, this is where you are seeing, where you're looking. So this is my felling site now, and I'll show you the other side also. This side I did a pretty good job on. This looks real good. And even these two almost match up. They might be a 1/16 or an eighth of an inch off. But again, to get this line here, I did the same thing, 90 degrees to the Timber Pro. So this Timber Pro it should be centered in the bar, and it looks pretty good. You know, I do wish the saw came with a felling sight to start with, but hey, that's all right. I was able to add one, and I made it white. I just used that paint marker for marking steel, and actually Goo Gone doesn't take that off. Acetone, my acetone bottle over there, takes it off. So there you go. That's how you add a felling sight to a chainsaw that doesn't have one. So I'm pretty happy with this. I hope it'll work out. I will probably cut down a tree with this in the near future at some point. So hope everyone enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more, and hopefully we will see you all in the next one. Thanks for watching.